if I ever had a child. Ethan's voice cracked low but steady. I would never let them touch the food I cook here. The words hung like a blade in the air. No shouting, no storm, just a truth sharp enough to split the room. The hot dog sagged in its bun bread, soggy meat glistening gray. A boy pushed his plate away, face twisted with disgust. His mother whispered, I only hope he won't get sick. A delivery man muttered near the counter. Cheap place. Not worth it. Jackson said nothing, his eyes fixed on the limp sausage as if it carried every answer he had tried to avoid. The silence grew heavier, louder than voices could ever be. If you've listened this far, leave your country's flag in the comments and stay, because the story is only beginning. Ethan's eyes wandered not to the food in front of him, but far back to a night when the doors first opened. The lights blazed bright against the street. Lines curled around the block. Children shouting for their turn. Parents laughing, proud to have something new to share. The air had carried a smell that made neighbors drift closer, curious, then smiling once they tasted it. He remembered being young than an apron, still crisp sleeves rolled high, his chest lifted with pride each time he placed a tray down. People clapped his shoulder. Some even thanked him by name. For a moment, he believed this place belonged not just to a company, but to a community. The memory thinned like smoke vanishing. Now the same space wire of old grease, thick and sour, clinging to the walls. The chairs groaned when anyone sat. The yellow paint on those same walls had faded to something pale, a color between beige and despair. A family poster still clung near the soda machine edges, curling the smiles cracked beneath dust. Ethan's mouth tightened. He could almost hear the echoes of children's laughter, but when he looked around, only silence remained, a silence broken only by the hum of tired machines. The contrast pressed on him like a weight. He whispered almost to himself, this place used to shine. And then softer the words sank. Now it only survives. The room felt smaller. Jackson's gaze stayed steady, the silence between them, beginning to carry more meaning than words. Jackson sat alone in the corner. A stranger among strangers. No one noticed him, and he preferred it that way. When Ethan spoke, he only gave the smallest nod as if to say, I hear you. Without granting away more than that, his eyes traced the cracks running across the walls, tiny lines spreading like veins in a body too weak to heal. He followed the flicker of the neon sign above the window, its pulse irregular, buzzing like a heart ready to fail. He studied the handful of customers drifting in and out, each step slow, each face dull as if the weight of disappointment had already been measured and accepted. Every detail pressed itself into his memory. The way the air felt heavier than it should, the faint grease stain darkening the corner tile, the bent metal chair that seemed to shiver beneath the weight of a child. He carried it all inside, but spoke nothing. The silence around him thickened, not the silence of absence, but the silence of someone listening harder than anyone realized. It was the kind of silence that asked questions without a voice, the kind that told Ethan he was not just another tired customer. Still, Jackson gave no name. No reason for being here, only the stillness of his presence, the watchfulness in his gaze. It unsettled and comforted in equal measure. For those who noticed him at all, his silence became louder than speech. And in that quiet, the waiting began, a waiting for something Ethan had not yet dared to reveal. A young mother sat near the window, her child tugging at the edge of a paper tray. The bun collapsed in his hands, damp, pale, too soft to hold its shape. He pushed it away with a small grimace, lips curling as if the taste itself had betrayed him. The